We're getting ready to go into work. Watching all these lucky fuckers come out who are, oh no, I just lost my monetization. Well, actually, all these lucky guys, gals coming out who are, their shift is ended. So they get the whole weekend. Yeah, one of the things, yeah, I don't, I never wanted to ever work third shift anywhere because, yeah, yeah, sure, you get out Friday morning, but then you go back on Sunday night. Or at least most places I used to work at, that was how the midnight shift went. But just there isn't really a whole lot of news going on as far as Doctor Who goes. And there's been, some folks out there whining and complaining because I have Doctor Who news in the title, and I keep telling them the same thing. There isn't any really. Um, I know one thing though. What got me was I'll never forget. Let's flash back a few years. There was a fellow named George Baker who used to be, do DWSR, Doctor Who set reports, and he put his stuff up on Twitter and all that. Here's a guy who literally got labeled a stalker by another wretch because he saw, he was actually, I think he actually ended up with a job at the Beeb. I can't remember what it was. But he was on his way into the Beeb and he saw Jodie Whittaker. And he waved at her and she waved back. She got into a car and left. He was then, even though he went into the building and he even presented, the GPS logs and everything for the Uber he took and everything, proving that it was total bullshit. But he was accused of stalking her, of apparently getting into this car and having it follow her around and all this stuff when he didn't. Yet I'm dying laughing because nobody's saying a word when you have people, and I know Jodie doesn't mind, I'm just saying, because she's been having a blast with this. You've got people who've gone to see multiple showings of the Duchess just to meet Jodie the same time on the same day. Twice in the same day, I mean. And she's been getting a laugh out of it. She's been enjoying it. And I'm like, where are all these imbeciles at? He used to call, what's his name, a stalker because he just waved hi. But it just freaks me out because you had a lot of people who were attacking the people who would go to filming and all that because they don't want to bother to do it themselves or they're not in a position where they can. And no, we're not supposed to mention Columbus anymore, remember, because he's evil. Everything about then is, everything that took place is evil. Ugh. I have to go back and look up and read more about the Columbus expeditions, but he had this one web channel that said he wanted this big. He showed up, I think he landed in Hispaniola. He never actually set foot on the American continent itself. Yet they credit him with discovering America. Nobody knows where the name America came from. They'll tell you in school it was Amerigo Vespucci, yet the guy who made that claim was a German who lived in a monastery somewhere in the center of Europe, who'd never been more than 10 miles from that monastery in his life. And then even later printed a retraction in that journal saying he was wrong. But the thing is, though, is when you look at the stuff, Columbus did compared to like the stuff that, oh God, like Cortez and some of them other guys did. Oh man. And Pizarro and all them. Oh, God. Like I said, I got to read back into that. I'm just saying he wasn't in the same league as some of the guys who came along later. If you want to talk about murder sprees. Oh, God. Then on top it off, these guys bring diseases with them over from, that nobody over here been exposed to, like smallpox and all that. It was a mess. Ugh. But let's get off that. Yep. And then, like I said, yeah, like I say, Abraham Lincoln, yeah, that poor guy. When you look at all the things he went through, along with the Civil War, hell, he had a son die while that was going on, and you can tell by looking. What happened was Abe Lincoln had what they called death masks, but in his thing, he had both, done, of course, while he was still alive. But they took one of them he took a mask he had a mask made just before he went into, I believe, before he got into the White House. Then he had one made while he was in the White House, if I remember correctly. You gotta look this up because I'm going off the brain noggin. And you could tell how he visibly aged in just those few years. Literally, it was like almost, you know, here's the live version, here's the zombie version. I'm not. It's just boom. Okay, well, wherever you're going, Raj, I hope you have fun. Yeah, I'm sure Roger's not on a top secret mission to like rub out Putin or anything, but you know, we're not going to pry. That's his business. It's kind of weird. People sometimes have a little more animated step in their stride on Friday, and I'm not seeing it. It's like kind of like a Night of the Living Dead stroll this morning. I have no idea what any India foods are. Oh, sorry. It's just like I said. There's just not a whole lot going on other than Jody's and the Duchess. People have been having a great time going there, and yapping with her. Between curtain calls and all that. And that's right. Mandip Gill's new show Curfew apparently started or will be starting soon. Uh, Pearl Mackey's going to be in a play, and like I said, I'm glad she's gotten back into the theater, which she likes. Okay, so RTD said he's working on a secret project. Folks, last time they were working on a secret project. Well, what did it turn out to be? Um, it was like a promo thing, or what do you call it, for a Blu-ray, or... Yep, that's right. Yeah, Pearl did get married this year. I follow her on Instagram. I met her once. It was Chicago TARDIS a few years ago. And like I said, she's just very, very friendly. She's just such a sweetheart. I still say she should have gotten at least one more year as a companion, but also, yeah, we did hear that Jenna Coleman allegedly delivered her payload of life. And no, I have nothing to do with that. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Wow, that's creepy. I got a hair sticking out off the right side of my head. It's like, God. There you go, you old shit. Okay, so I guess I just don't have a whole lot to talk about. I don't have anything really to complain about. I'm still here. I'm still around. Got one more day of work, here, and then or off to the weekend. She's a good actress. So's Matt Smith. I'm never going to besmirch them of that. Just from what I heard, like I said, this is from other sources, but I never met them in person. But I'm just going off what was told to me later on was tight asses. That's the only word I'm going to say. Some poor fella, the gate didn't work correctly. See, they have this weird thing where if the gate doesn't work correctly, you got to work. No, we are off tomorrow, by the way. We got to mention that. I believe I've eaten Tai Chi before. I don't like foods that are too spicy anymore, though, because as I've gotten older, I can't really deal with hot foods anymore or anything like that, because it screws up my digestive system. In other words, if I eat something that's like way too spicy, it gets a little awkward, and also can be painful. Because my stomach only works at about half the speed as a regular stomach. I have Hashimoto's hypothyroidism, which slows down a lot of my body pressure, my body, thing. Oh God, slows down my body, systems, and procedures and processes. And one of them being my digestion. So I can't really eat hot foods anymore. It makes me uncomfortable, sometimes painful, depending on what it is. Well, folks, I got to get running inside. Wish I could give you more news, but we don't have any. We are not working tomorrow, so we'll not be out here tomorrow morning. But please, be kind, be calm, be safe. Enjoy your weekends. And we'll hopefully see you all back here on Monday. Have a good one, everybody. Take care.